you can always design a business card using your smartphone and the Canva app. So how to do it is when you open your app, you go to business cards category and look for a template that matches exactly with what you have in mind, or that matches the kind of business cards you want to create. If you don't find any of them here, you can just click on the blank space up here. You can click on this blank space and it will open just a blank page for you, and then you start creating from the scratch. Okay, but that's one way to do it. Another way to get it done is by clicking on any of these templates like this one we have here, and then you start designing. So the first thing you need to do in your business card is that you add your logo, add the business name, change the color to the color of the business, change the color of the card if possible. If the company has a specific color, like banks that have specific color, for instance, UBA red and white color. First Bank, I think, is blue and yellow. So if they have a specific color, you can just change the business card to that very color. If they don't have, okay, you just proceed. Now, a business card has two sides. The first is the front. After the front, you also have the back of the card. So you have to design both the front and the back, okay? You have to design how they will look like. Okay, so we come over here in our workstation and then we click on this logo they have here and we replace it with our own. We delete what they have there and add our own there. So let's add our own. So we are going to choose a logo that we created before during our classes. During one of our classes, we created a logo, during one of our classes. So we are just going to go to that and choose it. We created a logo for a fashion company. This is it. So we are just going to use this one. Okay, we're going to use that one because that's the one we created for this company. Okay, so we called it Stella Maris. Yes, so we're going to change this to the same thing. Let's change that title, edit. Stella Maris Beauty Wears. Okay, so that's the name of the company. Okay, we just assume that it is Stella Maris Beauty Wears. Okay, so over here we can then name it a fashion design company. We can just say, in the description section, we can just say fashion design company. Okay, let's see whether we can change that. So that we just reduced it to small letter instead of capital letter, like that, since we've used capital letter in the one up. Okay, so we have Stella Maris Beauty Wears, and then we said is a fashion design company under the description section. Okay, if they have a company, a company website, we can just come over here, and put that website. If they don't have, we can put up maybe something else, but let's just assume that they have for now. Okay, StellaMarisWears.com. Let's assume that is their company's website. So here we can change the color of this session. We can change the blue color session to something else. Okay, we can choose to put dark color there. We can also choose to make it all white, but that will look nice. So we just leave it, or we can choose to even add the color of our logo there. For instance, something like this. Okay, something like this, but that won't also look very good based on the fact that the logo will not be properly displayed unless we get a frame and put our logo inside that frame. Okay, maybe we'll get a frame and put our logo inside that frame. So in that case, if you're going to get a frame and put our logo inside it, then what we need to do is let me move down the logo. Okay, so it will be very visible while we are designing. So if in that case, what we need to do, since we are going to add a frame here and put our logo, we just click on add here, then go to elements. We go to elements, and then once it opens this way, we can just type in frame. Okay, we can just type in frame, or we search for it under the recently used, assuming we have a particular one we just used. So I'm going to type in a frame. I'm going to search for frame. Oh, where did that come from? That's not the one I want. Let's do that again. Under elements, we search for frame. So once the frames open this way, we can choose any particular shape. Okay, we can choose to go with this circle or any other shape over here, but let's assume that we are working with a circle. So once you select it, you choose this, you reduce this and set the proper size of the proper size of how you want the logo to be. Okay, then once you are done with that, you just click on the logo here and put it inside. Okay, I'm coming. Let's change this to a different color also. Okay, so let's choose the white again and see how it's going to look like. Okay, if that frame doesn't match, let's go with another one. Okay, replace. No, the circle also won't match. Okay, let's go with this one. And then we reduce the size. So we can just move this one and put in there. Okay, so we just increase the size of our logo and then fit it into the into the frame. Okay, so we'll fit it into the frame. So now we can be able to move our logo up here, maybe somewhere here, or we can also put it somewhere here. So that way, if we are using the same color of the logo for the background of the business card, it will still show, because now we are putting it inside and a frame, inside a frame. So that that frame then made it possible for the color to show. So if we want to change this also to something else, a different color, we just come over here and select color over here, and then choose the color that we want it to be. Okay, but it looks better with this one, so we just choose the color we want it to be. We'll just find a matching color for it, or we can mix. We can go to mix color under color palette over here. We can then click on it and mix the color to any one that we want. Okay, so but let's go with this since it matches with this design. And then over here you can also change this to a different color, but the white and pink is perfect, but just for the sake of this class you can change it to a different color over here. You change it to something else entirely. Okay, if you want it to be all pink, that way you just click it, and if you want it to be pink and blue, and if you don't want it to have a different color entirely, you can click on that, so it will just apply the color at the background up there to the same downward part. So let's leave it with that white and black. It looks better that way. Okay, so then once you are done with the front this way, you can turn the back. Okay, you can turn the back, and once you do, you edit the name just like we did the first one. Change it to Stella Maris and all of that. Enter the contacts. You can also change these symbols, the symbols that are used for each of these contact information. Just click on that and then go to add, and once you select add, it will open up here under elements. You choose something different, no longer frame now. When we click these elements, when we're designing the fronts of the business card, we selected elements. We selected frames over here. So here you can change it to phone. If you want to use a different icon for the phone number, You can change it to phone, choose any of these that you want, any of these elements. And then for the map also, which is supposed to, or which is used to represent the venue, you can, change it to map, to just type map there, then it will bring up options for that. Okay, to bring up options. So you just choose the one you want to use as symbol for your venue. So that's how to change the elements that you have there, the symbols you have there representing the contact information. So by the time you are done changing it, changing all of this, okay, so by the time you are done changing all of these symbols and write-ups over here, you can then come over here again and change you change the logo to the same logo you have at the front there. So let's add here, then go to your gallery. This time around, you go to your gallery, and once you get to your gallery, you select the same image you used before. That's the last logo we designed in our class when we're just testing things out. So you select it. That should be on the Canva. So just go to where you have the image of the logo that you want to use for your design, and then you choose it from there and use it to create the back of the business card. Okay, that's the logo that we used, okay, in the front of the business card. So you can still use the same logo, in the back. You can use the same logo over here. Just reduce the size to fit properly. Okay, so you just reduce the size to fit properly the way you want it to be. So once you've gotten your perfect design over here, I mean your logo, you come over here, change the color if you need to change the color. If you don't need to change the color, you can leave it the way it is. Okay, you change the color to maybe what you have at the front. Okay, and in the same way you can change the color of this write-up to what you have also at the front.